All hail the floor vlog. I don't want to spill my thoughts on education, just talk about it. Entire video to just kind of summarize right now my thoughts in the moment on what education is for and what it means and what we do with it and why it's good and why it's bad and everything. So something happened to me in 7th grade. Something happened, like a light bulb moment. I started to see learning for the sake of learning instead of learning to like get good grades or to get this and oh, I don't like this and I hate this and I like this. Learning for me was learning for learning's sake, and it was education for education's sake, to grow and to learn. And I don't know what it was, but 8th grade, 7th or 8th grade, I really grounded myself in that. It's hard to see that context a lot. Education can be a pretty overwhelming thing because we're all so focused on testing and grades and advancement and job and money and this rat race. That's not what it's all about. I like the whole pie of knowledge idea. There's a lot of things you know you don't know. And then there are the things you don't know you don't know. And then there's what you know you know. The pie of knowledge, there's so much that we don't know. Just education in general and learning and growing. Learning for the sake of learning is so important. The water we swim in, the knowledge we are knowing. I don't know, it's a complicated topic. There are some videos on high school going around and what high school's about and fitting in, and I really never had that mentality that I had to fit in, because at such an early stage I started doing things I was interested in and proclaiming my big four, as I like to call them. By the time high school arrived, I was doing a lot of core things with core groups of people and communities. Again, it's just finding things that you're passionate about. You can get lost in all the worldly matters of high school and being popular and fitting in. It's so easy to get caught up in that and to get off track. And I had my leadership stuff, I had science research program, I had chorale and jazz choir, and I had the TV show, the television show, kids TV show I did. But it's such a social silo. And education, oh man, high school, people get so caught up in that stuff. And education isn't for everyone. Now, there are advantages. I agree that there are advantages to getting an education, and it's getting harder and harder to get a job without getting an education. But that does not mean you won't be a success. We want educated people. We want people to learn and to grow and to know things. But not everyone has to go to college. Not everyone has to. You should go to college to learn more about something that could help you in the endeavor you're going to. That's why work experience is good before you go to college. It's such a heavy topic. There's a really good analogy by Mike Falzone that talks about the cookie analogy. We're all ingredients combined. We're the same ingredients but combined at different times. We're all cookies in development to understanding specific fundamental life truths. We have to clear that gap between you don't know what you don't know and you know what you don't know. We have to clear that gap, and then we have to clear the gap of you don't know what you know with, or you know what you don't know with you know what you know. We have to clear that gap, and the only way to clear that gap is to go forth, sail into the sea of your element. Get out there. Learn, grow, achieve. Fulfilled life is a consequence, a gratifying byproduct of thinking and doing things in life. I thought the battery was going to last longer than that, but it didn't. Focusing on the things that are more important, and we know what's important in tough situations. You know what is important in hard moments. And a lot of them aren't material things. A lot of them are family and relationships and principles and values and things that you feel inside. Throw a Hank Green quote at you from recently one of his videos. Maybe I can link it below. To make something vitally important, you simply have to believe it is. That's the only indication, really, of its vital importance. That's how you make it vitally important. You choose to believe it is. It's as simple as that. It sounds so much better in my head than it does when I'm saying it. And what you're doing in high school is you're more learning the habits that will bring about fruitful conditions and sharing and value in your life than you are about the knowledge. Learning for the sake of learning. I had my graduation yesterday, the ceremony, and that was what I thought about. I could only think about being humble, being grateful, being happy, and the fact that I've done a lot of cool things in the last year of my teens. I'm really grateful, and the more you're grateful, the more you appreciate. You're master of thought, the molder of character, and the maker and shaper of condition and destiny. Your attitude toward life determines life's attitude toward you. Kind of a far-fetched saying, but it's true. Your attitude towards, is that towards a word? High school fishbowl that you swim in, you have to realize there's more to the water that you swim in. Instilling habits, giving yourself problems and challenges. Sometimes if you don't have any problems going on in life, you're not really growing. It sounds kind of weird. Maybe more, call them challenges more than problems, because problems don't always come about for good reasons. Widen your comfort zone. Widen your context. See the large context. You seriously have to believe. That's the only way. Switch your paradigm. The other really cool thing I thought about is the idea, I've talked about this a million times in terms of education, is paying now and playing later. I'd rather work hard now and reap the benefits later on. But you have to enjoy the journey, right? You have to enjoy the steps. And education is really just expanding your mind. Education is what remains after one has gone through the process of education, because what remains and sticks is what's important, hopefully. But you're already doing adulthood on a smaller scale. You have to master the playground before you can master the world. It's a context thing. You can't understand all of it all at once. You have to take it one step at a time. We don't trip over mountains, we trip over pebbles, right? High school is your opportunity to really just learn and experiment. The free time of childhood, I like to call it, when you're young and you're bored all the time because you have nothing to do. That's the time to experiment and learn and connect and try. Don't go crazy, but just learn different things. If I had an audition for that TV show, I never would have co-hosted it. You'll never guess how that opportunity came to me. I didn't search it out. It came to a classroom full of math students. It was an email. And that was all volunteer, too. That's another thing. Selfless selfishness. The idea that you can feel great about doing something selfless. It's one of the greatest gifts you have. Especially when there's no money involved. What would you do if money weren't the result? If money were no problem? Find a way to make money doing it. It's possible. Now, the exhilaration of learning. There's a speech I listened to when I graduated from high school on YouTube. I'll link it. Everyone is special, which makes no one special. It's a cool speech. Carpe the heck out of the DM. Find synergistic, dynamic environments. Find your barn. Find your environment in which you create the best value. And just start. So important, though, to just believe in yourself. Willpower. I'm really learning about that. The small things. The ability to just commit and have the willpower to get things done yourself. It's very important. That's what I thought about as I stood at graduation with 22 other students that had a 4.40 for 3 straight semesters, or 4 straight semesters, out of 1,322 graduates. I'm proud of myself. I worked hard. Thanks for watching if you did, and thinking with me, and having your virtual presence. Education is a lifelong journey and lesson. It's always happening. My page of notes. Yeah. So thank you for watching. My name is MattPalka. Everybody Palka. I'm trying to make Mondays and Fridays video days. Keep creating awesome self. Remember to do things for the sake of doing them because you want to do them. Not for some other specific gain all the time. Find the spark in the exhilaration of learning. Find what kind of makes you tick. Kind of weird. Weird? Is it weird? I think I've spilled my thoughts enough. So there's a little thought vlog for you. Why? What's so important, universe? Why? Yeah. That's it. Hope you can sense my gratitude. Stay humble, happy, and grateful. And I'll see you next week, or beginning of next week. I just want to motivate people and encourage and connect and appreciate and value and collaborate and create and all of the things. All of the things. I wish I could do all of the things. It's just cool to create value. That's what it's... Oh, excuse me. Where did that come from? Ugh. That's what it's all about. Creating value. Doing things that are cool and important and fun and memorable. Because the clock is ticking. We can do anything, but we can't do everything. Tick, tick, tick. 86,400 seconds every day.